Welcome back to the podcast, guys. This is our second ever podcast. If you didn't see the first podcast, you should probably go watch that. It was me and Abram, and we tried to talk about turkey hunting a little bit. Neither one of us really knew what we was talking about. Well, we talked a little bit about what we did know. But today it's me and Ethan. We're just going to see what we can do, and yeah, it's pretty much it. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody that's ever been on the podcast with me, which is only like 2 people, their first words have always been, yeah. But I mean, I don't know. We're here. Basically, we don't exactly have a strict topic of what we're going to talk about. But one thing I am going to talk about is Steve Irwin. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I was browsing YouTube, like always. I literally watch YouTube for, I don't know, I'd say close to 4 hours a day minimum. Okay?
Who don't do that, though?
I mean, you're going to get closer.
Who don't do that, though?
But yeah, anyways, forgive us here. These microphones aren't the best, and we're definitely getting used to them. You can move yours closer to you, though. But yeah, we got to stay like that far from them. So yeah, if we scoot back some and the audio is weird, that's why. But also, back to the story. Anyways, I was browsing YouTube like always, and I see this video, and it's Steve Irwin, and he is going around looking at like the top 10 deadliest snakes in the world, which also all happen to be in Australia, because Australia's wild. But anyways, I was watching it, I was like, this is so good. So then I obviously finished the whole thing off, like 50 minutes of it. And then I was thinking, like, Steve Irwin was cool, dude.
Too bad a stingray got to him.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know who Steve Irwin is, we'll give you a brief, very brief introduction. And I will say this, I'm not a Steve Irwin expert. Actually, let me just pull up Google and type in Steve Irwin, and let me just read some of his like biography stuff.
Very Australian.
Yep, he was an Australian dude. And let me just pull up his biography or something like that. All right, here we go. This is what it says. Steve Irwin, nicknamed the Crocodile Hunter, was an Australian zookeeper, television personality, wildlife expert, environmentalist, and conservationist. Basically, Steve Irwin, man, he was, yeah, he's pretty much that. He liked animals a lot. He was from Australia, and he was a zookeeper. And then he done a bunch of really cool TV shows. Pretty much the original, like, Brave Wilderness type thing. But they are different, so.
That man's a daredevil, Steve is.
Steve Irwin?
Yeah, he was a daredevil. I mean, snakes.
I don't know if he'd call it daredevil, because I think he understood them. Okay? So, like, he'd go up and pick up all these snakes and get in and wrestle alligators and stuff like that. And not wrestle, like, try to fight them, just to, like, maneuver them around and stuff. But he never really got bit. That's actually not true. He definitely got bit, but he didn't get bit very often. And I don't think it's so much that he was a daredevil as much as he understood them. And like, listen, I was watching the video today about the snakes, and he was like, if you are like scared around them and jerking away and like screaming and twitching and stuff, then yeah, they're probably going to get scared because you're scared and like they don't know what's going on. But if there's a snake coming this way and you're just kind of sit still and stuff, it's going to come on through, and if you're not bothering it, it ain't going to bother you. And I think that's the same way with waspers and bees too. I'm not that scared of bees anymore.
I don't know, like bees, that's true, but no, yellow jackets,
I think a lot of animals are like that, because first thing anybody does if they see a snake, wasper, spider, bee, yellow jacket, anything like that, is they're going to start screaming and trying to kill it and swat at it. And obviously, if you're going to do that, or like pick up a stick and start hitting it or something, whatever it is it's you're trying to kill it, and it knows that, so it's going to start freaking out. But like, if you're just chilling and like a bee lands on you, it's not going to like try to eat you. It's just landed there because you think you're a stick, and if you just don't do anything to it, chances are it might lick you or something, but it's not going to sting you because it doesn't have a reason. Steve, I was watching a thing, he was talking about a python or something like that. He was like, the python's not going to bite me because, one, it doesn't think it can eat me because it can't, and then two, I'm not hurting it, so it's not going to bite me. But then I don't know, because like a few seconds later, it did proceed to bite him on the neck.
What a man.
I mean, it sounded good in theory, but
It just didn't.
Alligators, on the other hand, that's different because they do want to eat you. And so, like, if you just be calm, they're going to have an easy meal because, like, they will eat you. A small snake, probably not going to eat you.
Probably not. Alligator? Mm-mm.
Like, around here, the deadliest things we have, maybe a copperhead and maybe a black widow spider. I've had a lot of those.
Wild DeWitt man.
Yeah, maybe. People are sketchy, but we're talking about animals, Ethan.
I thought people were animals, though.
Yeah.
I learned that in, like, 7th grade science class.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a black widow around here?
Yeah, like...
I've seen a lot.
I've seen them in, like, center blocks. Like, if you just have random center blocks just piled up. I've seen them in there.
I've seen one. There was one, like, a week ago out there on the fishing shelf.
There's some kind of spider.
What kind's it? Bring it on up here.
A dead one.
We're gonna become reptilianists. Heck yeah, I believe you'd call that a wolf spider, I'm guessing. You know what those are? They're like the really big ones. I don't know if they're poisonous or not, but they're really scary.
Wolf spiders ain't no.
Oh, I broke him. Oopsie doopsie. Anyways, yeah, there's a black widow on the fishing shelf, so next time you're out there, just watch out.
The one, like...
Yeah, the one we put up like 2 weeks ago.
So he's already out there just chilling.
He's already out there chilling. And I was like, come on now. I picked it up and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I was like, I picked up a fanny pack because I was going to go fishing. I was like, oh, cool, there's a black widow. And then I was like, buddy, you got to go. I'm going fishing. So I just like swatted him off and I don't know where he went. I'll be honest, I was going to step on it. But he disappeared and I don't got a clue where he is.
I read that those really don't try to bite people.
Well, that's the thing. They don't have a reason to. They're not going to eat us.
That's what my scorpion is. He won't try to bite you.
You have a what now?
I have a scorpion.
Tell us about it.
He's pretty chill. He's an Asian wood forest, Asian like forest scorpion, however you want to say it. He's one of them, but he's like 6 inches long. He's a pretty good sized dude. He usually don't try to mess with you, but he will sting.
I'm sure if he's like sleeping and you go wake him up and show him around show and tell, he'll get mad.
Oh yeah.
But like if you just set your hand in there, he just for a random reason walks up on it, he probably won't try to kill you.
He crawls on it.
Your hand?
Yeah.
And he don't try to kill you, does he?
No.
See? Maybe we're just too scared of stuff.
Not
now I am
crickets.
Crickets? What about him?
He rips crickets in half. They don't even got to be around him.
Scorpion.
Yeah, he chases them down.
Well, that's different. We're a whole lot bigger than a cricket.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this. If you are walking through the woods and you get, I don't know. This is not legal advice, for one. Not at all. This is not legal advice. So if you actually, like, die,
It's on you.
It ain't my fault, okay? This is just what I think. I'm thinking, for example, you're sitting there turkey hunting or something. You're in the woods in the summer. You're sitting up against a tree, and you look over, and there just happens to be a copperhead coming right towards you.
He's getting shot.
No, don't shoot it. Because then when you move, it's going to get scared. If it's coming towards you, just do the same thing you was doing, which is nothing. And then it'll come up to you. If it ever figures out that you're an actual thing and like not a stick, it might swim, it may crawl away.
I don't know, because like we're warm-blooded and snakes are cold-blooded, so they like getting into warm stuff. So what if it crawls up your like pant leg or something? Then what do you do?
I mean, I ain't Steve Irwin, and I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a snake expert. But if I had to guess, I would say barely start moving really slowly until it finally figures out that you're not a log. That's my guess, though. I mean, if a copperhead walks up to me, I'm running. But that's just my... I feel like the best thing to do, if you were like hardcore Mr. Steve Irwin Jr., maybe you wouldn't kill it. Maybe... I'm not saying you shouldn't kill copperheads. I think you can do whatever you want to. But like...
Don't pick it up.
Yeah, probably not. Copperheads are crazy, though. You don't see them. I've only seen like 2 my whole life. I ain't even kidding.
They blend in like super good, too.
I've only seen 2, and I've actually actively looked for them.
They smell like cucumbers.
That's what they say, but I don't know how people figured that out.
Science. If Elon said they smell like cucumbers, they smell like cucumbers.
I don't think he said they smell like cucumbers, though.
Probably not, but I mean, it's
Dude,
good.
black snakes are cool. I mean,
Unless you got chickens.
I think they're cool, but they also don't stick around. There's also a thing like, guys, I'm gonna say this for the sixth time. I'm not a snake expert, and a lot of the things I'm saying are probably factually incorrect. But
We're from Kentucky.
just from what I'm guessing, I'd say that different snakes have different aggressiveness. So there's some snakes that they're gonna you barely touch them and they're gonna strike you. Then there's other snakes that you can kind of handle them a little bit and they're not gonna strike you unless you're actively trying to kill them. Otherwise, people couldn't go pick them up. You see people in TV and stuff, they go pick them up and they don't get attacked. But I guarantee if you pick up a black snake or something, it's probably gonna try to attack you because they're just what?
I said black snakes are mean.
I think they're actually pretty. I don't know that. I got a computer here. Let me just look it up. Are black snakes aggressive? Because they're called black racers. So I'll look that up. That's the most common snakes we got.
What about the little green ones?
That's like a garden snake. Yeah. People pick them up all the time.
Those are chill. I actually picked one of those up turkey hunting.
Check this out. Okay. Ecological role for a black racer, which is a common black snake or whatever. A wide range of mammals, as well as birds of prey like something falcons, eat the black racer. The racer is an aggressive snake with a moderately high rank on the food chain, so it's fairly important within its niche. Unlike other snakes, racers actively hunt during daylight. Pretty much the only thing we was looking for is the racer is an aggressive snake. So yeah, that's the most common snake around here. And if I didn't have Steve Irwin apparently, then I would think that all snakes are super aggressive because the only snakes I ever see are super aggressive. I'm not saying to go out and pick up snakes. I'm just saying a black racer, which is a black snake, probably isn't the best snake to go pick up because they're aggressive. And I'm sure that if you knew a lot about snakes, you know which ones you can pick up, which ones you can't. What's that one called? A green garden snake?
Yeah, those are corn snakes.
You think corn snakes are brown?
Yeah, but they're chill.
See, are corn snakes. I'll look that up. It'll probably say that they're not aggressive.
I might have a picture of me actually holding a corn
snake. Dude, corn snakes are actually one of the least aggressive snakes there are. So literally, it says they are very calm-mannered and only bite if they feel stressed or threatened. So yeah, obviously, if you're squeezing its head or something, or gripping it like a stinking corn dog or something, yeah, it's probably gonna bite you. But it says it's not gonna bite unless they're stressed or threatened. So stressed, if you put it in a water bottle and close the lid or something, or threatened, you have it backed up in a corner. I'm not, once again, this is not legal advice, and don't go picking up snakes if you don't know what you're doing, but I feel if you can find a corn snake, you could probably handle it safely if you respect it. See? Ethan has a picture of him. I don't know if that's a corn snake. Maybe it is. Let's look at some pictures. He's got a really small snake. Yeah, that's probably a corn snake. But he's got a little corn snake on it, and he's just crawling on him. Did you go pick that up?
Yeah.
Where?
Just out at Bobby's, just in the garden.
We'll get a little bit closer. They heard you on that one though. We're still learning this podcast thing, but I think from that distance they can. I dropped a knife. From that distance they can hear you, but they can't hear you super clear. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but we're figuring out this podcast stuff. We're getting new mics soon.
Steve 2020.
Steve Irwin. But anyway, Steve Irwin, cool guy and all. Done some really cool YouTube videos, which were on TV back then. But if you want to go check him out, type in Steve Irwin. And there's probably a bunch of videos. I watched the one where he went to the top 10 deadliest snakes in the world. Watch that one. It's really cool. And I read some articles about him. And apparently he was a good guy in real life, which seems normal, but a lot of people off camera are not really that cool at all. But he was pretty cool. And then he died. 2006. That guy was my childhood.
Did you watch him too as a kid?
I think everybody did.
Oh yeah, like
I mean, I think we were probably one of the last few year olds that did, unless they played replays, like on Animal Planet, which I'm sure they probably did.
they should. If they don't, they definitely should.
Cody Peterson's like the modern day Steve Irwin.
He's not Australian though. He's not.
He's
that cool.
American, which is different.
But America, we don't got all these deadly animals just in the backyard. Steve, he walked out his front step and there'd be a cobra sitting there looking at him.
Well,
What ear?
you know that in Australia? Let me check this out. Australia doesn't have big stuff. Like they have a lot of snakes, a lot of reptiles. They don't have that many big mammals. Let me check this out. Largest mammal.
Like we got grizzly bears here,
Yeah, we have grizzly bears. We have pretty much a tiger.
moose.
Tiger as in the mountain lions and stuff. We got some decently big animals. Largest mammal in Australia. They don't have much, dude.
Watch them have like a giraffe.
The largest mammal in Australia is a kangaroo. That's not really that big. And kangaroos, I don't think, have natural predators. Let me look up predators in Australia. I don't think there's many.
Are there
Yeah,
hyenas?
that's actually one of the top searches whenever you type in predator. The dingo is Australia's largest land-based predator. If you don't know what a dingo is, it's like a moderately sized dog. It's not as big as Steve at all. They did have the Tasmanian tiger, which was like a bigger dog, but they went extinct, which was sad.
So pretty much they're like a glorified coyote.
One of these things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the dingo actually was a dog, like a domesticated dog, and then maybe they got loose or whatever, and over the years become this breed or species that does their own thing and all looks the same. But yeah, wild dogs, and I'm not talking like wild dogs. I'm talking like a dingo, which is pretty much a wild dog, but they're all the same. But yeah, dude, you know Australia has like a cat problem.
Cats?
Feral cat problem. Like, you know how we coyote hunt here and like people take pictures of them and stuff?
Yeah.
It's actually like a sport to go kill feral cats. Like they have magazines where there's cat hunters and stuff.
Are they like the size of house cats though?
What do you mean?
Are they like the size of house cats?
I mean, size of feral cats. They're pretty recent. Like they've not been there forever, but maybe they had a big mice problem and then they put a bunch of cats out and then the cats actually took over. See, like, we're looking at a picture of a guy. One day, listen here. One day we're going to have this podcast set up where the microphones are cool. We got maybe a couple cameras we can switch to. And we can actually show you guys what we're looking at. But we're looking at a guy with a big old cat.
Wants to kill 2 million? More than 2 million.
Australia wants to kill more than 2 million cats in the next, we'll guess it says year, but we can't see it. But, I mean, yeah. Yeah, in the next 5 years. Okay, that's different. But, I mean, yeah, Australia's a really cool place, I think.
They can't own guns, though, so how do they...
No, they can. Just not
Not cool ones.
pretty much. But have you never seen those videos on YouTube of the Australian guy riding the four-wheeler, like, literally chasing down hogs and jumping off, like, riding and gunning them down with slugs?
Mm-mm.
Oh, gosh, you're missing out. New Zealand is insane. I'd like to go to New Zealand.
So it's kind of like you playing Hunter Call of the Wild.
Yeah, it's exactly how I play Hunter Call of the Wild. Dude, New Zealand is probably one of the coolest places ever. Which there is a map in Hunter Call of the Wild in New Zealand. And it's just insane. But like they have so many red deer. The thing with New Zealand is like it's a volcanic island. So like it's pretty fresh, right? And it's volcanic, so like it's pretty fresh soil too. Here in, we'll say, what's a really... well, there's some places it's really rocky in the world. And, like, the soil's not that good because it is rocky, whatever. New Zealand is, like, really fertile soil. So, like, you look at this picture, the whole mountain is just, like, super green. It might be one of the greenest places on Earth. And, in turn, whatever you put there is probably going to live pretty good. So, New Zealand has no real predators. But people put red deer and stuff there. And axis deer and, what else they put? I don't know, but they put wild goats and pigs are a big problem there, actually. Feral, which means like domesticated, gone wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool place. There's videos of YouTube on there of people just killing goats.
I want to kill a wild goat or like a big ram.
I really want to kill a feral goat. It'd be the pretty much same exact thing as us killing my own goats. Like, it'd be the same thing. The only difference would be that, yeah, it's pretty much it. There's not really a difference. Except these are just not wanted. That's the only difference. And it's weird, because, like, they should bag them up somehow and sell them to the United States. We'd pay big money for that stuff.
Yeah.
If they could catch all their wild goats, and I think there's wild cows somewhere. Where's it at? Deer Meat for Dinner went there, and he killed wild cows
That's wild.
with a bow. Trying to think of where it was. I don't know. It's somewhere. It's somewhere with a weird name, but yeah, I'd like to go to New Zealand.
I want to hunt a wild hog still. Never killed one.
Same.
We need to do that pretty soon, honestly.
Yeah. Steve Irwin was the man though. Like, his nickname was the Crocodile Hunter, but he didn't actually kill him. He helped him.
He just found them.
Yeah. Which I'm not saying that I'm doing anything wrong by hunting, but he wasn't I don't know if he's a hunter or not. I know that he was not a vegetarian, and people wanted him to be a vegetarian. He was like, no.
I don't blame him.
For some stuff, I don't like want to kill, like a bald eagle and stuff. But like a deer, you ain't gonna hurt nothing by killing a deer, and you're actually helping by killing deer.
I agree.
Because like you
cool.
can eat deer, and like if you don't kill the deer, they're just gonna like be a bunch of them. So like it's not hurting anything, and it's literally just helping. Same thing with the bison in the Grand Canyon. Yeah, like if you don't know about that, let me pull it up just to get the article right. I know, I already know. Anyways, they are opening up like 12 slots in the Grand Canyon National Park for people to come in and kill some bison, because there's too many of them and they're messing stuff up. And bison aren't actually native to the Grand Canyon. Some guy brought them there and left them, and everything was okay because there wasn't a bunch of them, and you know, everyone likes bison. But now their numbers are getting up pretty high, and now they're actually becoming a problem because they're running over because they're heavy, and whatever a bison steps on, it dies. Okay? We ain't talking about no deer. They got big old hooves, and whatever they step on, dies. So like they're stepping over all the wildflowers and stuff and killing them out, and they're eating a lot, I believe. And they're walking over archaeological sites, which is like special stuff, Indian stuff. And there's just too many of them. They're not supposed to be there. So they're going to thin them out. Is that bad? No, that's normal. Here's an alligator head. It's a small alligator's head, but it's an alligator head. Dude, where did they get that? Never mind.
Florida.
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing wrong with killing an alligator either.
Hey, gator tails are awesome. You ever eat them?
I've had gator nuggets. I don't remember what they taste like. I'd imagine like a turtle, though.
No, a little bit different than a turtle. I think I like gator better.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this is so weird. It's so weird that they sell real gator heads at a gator sanctuary places in Florida. But I mean, gators are just like any other animal. They're good in their correct numbers. But once there's a bunch of them, killing some, not a bad thing at all.
Gator's a killing machine.
They are. Nothing wrong with that. That's like their whole purpose. But like, yeah, you can kill anything in the right amounts. Anything can be killed in the right amounts in the right situations. Even elephants.
Bald eagles.
Nah, not yet. Eventually, when bald eagles recover a lot, like a lot, and they're back to where their equilibrium or whatever, then whenever bald eagles start destroying chicken coops, like absolutely wiping them out, then maybe it's time for a few of them to bite the dust, you know? Like whenever, that's the same way with like tigers and stuff. Whenever tigers are obviously like no one wants to kill a tiger, but like whenever they are killing livestock every single night, it's about time for one to go. What?
They attack kids.
Yeah, like whenever something's messing up too much, it's time for it to go. I don't know how long that'll be before bald eagles are like that, but probably actually a long time.
Probably be a hot minute.
Yeah, bald eagles, we have a couple bald eagles. I've seen at least 2.
I've seen 2. Probably in the same place you have.
Probably. They kind of just hang out. But that's pretty cool because we didn't used to have bald eagles.
Is it somewhere close where we went to school when we was really little?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool though. I liked it.
They're there like every day though.
What's something else that there's not many of here?
Here?
I'll say, here. Elk. There's not many elk here.
Or bear.
Right now. Yeah, there's not many elk or bear. But whenever elk and bear start causing a problem, mainly bears, it's okay to take them out.
I don't know. What else do we not have a lot of? Don't say mosquitoes because those are everywhere.
Some people would say that we don't have a lot of red fox, but this is KG's opinion. We live in Kentucky. This is my opinion. I've been tracking them loosely, unscientifically, for I'd say 6 years, maybe more. We'll say 8. We'll say 9 years. Makes me sound more qualified. I'm going to say this. I think the red fox population is definitely not endangered.
I think it's doing just fine.
I think it's coming back. Now, I'm not really that qualified, but I do know an old guy at church that said the same thing and he agreed with me. So, with that, I'm going to say red fox populations around Kentucky in the mountains are rebounding. Maybe the coyotes just don't have enough food because, I don't know, a lot of people, if they see a coyote, they'll kill it. They'll do everything they can to kill it, but if they see a red fox, they'll do everything they can to not kill it. Now, I think it's okay to kill some, but if I had a choice, I'm definitely going to kill a coyote over a red fox. But, which one kills a chicken worse? Probably a red fox, because red fox can get fearless. I had one walking on my driveway this year. They get fearless, which will probably make them a better urban predator.
I tell you what, everybody talks about bobcats. There's plenty of those.
People say there's not many bobcats, and here's why. Because if bobcats don't want to be seen, they won't.
No.
That's the thing. I trap, and because of that, I know there's a lot of bobcats. Like, there's a lot of bobcats. But if a bobcat's one of those animals, if it doesn't want to be seen, it ain't going to be seen at all.
They'll literally watch you while you're trying to hunt.
Yeah. You may get lucky if you're deer hunting and just happen to have a bobcat, stroll through. They don't have good noses, so it's not like they can smell you or anything, but they can see and hear really good, and they are very quiet on their feet because they have fur on their feet, like pads. And if they don't want to be seen, they ain't going to. Same thing with any kind of cat, house cat even. But they don't care to be seen. That's why you see them. But a cougar, I think they're the same way.
Cougars are scary.
Yeah. We used to have cougar, but I don't think we do anymore. And I don't know if anyone even has plans of bringing them back. Because we didn't have elk, and they brought them back. I don't know what they're... We didn't really have deer. Did you know that?
I've kind of been skeptical about that.
What, deer?
I've heard different things, yeah.
Like, our area legit ran out of deer.
Probably because everyone killed them all.
Yeah, that is. Because people killed them all. And because of a bunch of diseases like rotten row. Or something like that. Something like that. I don't know for sure. But I do know that we didn't have them. And there was not a deer season here at all.
That's sad.
But, I mean, they're definitely back now. So, sometimes... I mean, a lot of times regulation's a good thing.
Yeah.
Not always, though.
Some things are regulated too much.
Some things are regulated too much, but some regulations are good because they know what they're doing. And they can bring back elk and bring back deer.
Yeah.
So, not all laws are bad. A lot of people think all laws are bad, but maybe not so much.
Speed limit laws are bad.
No, that's really good.
No.
I don't know, guys. I think we're going to end it right there. We've had a good little podcast, good little segment. I think I'm getting better at podcasting, may bring in a special guest soon. I've already told you in the last podcast that Mammy is confirmed coming on. So just stay tuned for that. We're going to wait. Well, whenever Mammy comes on, we're going to have a really nice setup. So just stay tuned for that. We're going to head on upstairs. Ethan's going to edit this podcast, I think. So without further ado, boys, we're going to catch you later.
Hey,
Huh?
can we bring 2 guests on here?
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. He's talking about a very specific 2 people. But as for now, goodbye, people, and to all a good night. Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.